My friends, welcome to Consign Launchpad, where you will learn how to launch a passive reselling business using stadium goods. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Grab a cold drink, and let's get started. All right, now I'm inside of my computer, the Consign Launchpad. Now, here's what you're going to learn. You're going to learn exactly how sneaker consignment works, how you can find profitable pairs, how to set up your accounts, and all the tools that you will need, how to ship your shoes to Stadium Goods, and how you get paid. And finally, you will learn about the $1 per month Launchpad, and all tools and templates shown in this video will be included inside of the Launchpad. Sounds exciting? Let's go. So you're either one of two viewers. You either found this on YouTube, and if you did, you will get the full strategy right here in this video for free. And if you watch to the end, you're going to get a proven game plan on how you can launch this business. And finally, join the $1 Launchpad for all the tools plus templates to get started. On the other hand, if you're already in the Launchpad, then welcome. This video will be your foundation. Use all the worksheets, checklists, and tools inside of the community. Ask questions and share your wins with everybody inside of the private community. Also, now let's go over what is sneaker consignment. So sneaker consignment is where you sell sneakers without shipping to customers. You don't have to talk to anybody. You don't have to answer any questions. You don't have to do any fulfillment. It's a semi-passive business where after you get your shoes inside of the Stadium Goods system, you don't have to do anything else. Now, Stadium Goods list, market, and sells for you. They also fulfill everything on your behalf. You get paid after the sale through Hyperwallet, which is a PayPal partner. So that means your only job is to focus on sourcing the right inventory and then sending that inventory into Stadium Goods. Now, this is a passive business model. You get to tap into high-end buyers and get premium pricing without having to do any of the extra work. Now, consignment is the easiest way to start reselling in 2025 without a storefront, without a website, even if you have no followers, no branding, and most importantly, without any hassle. So that brings us to the next slide. How do you find profitable sneakers? In order to find profitable sneakers, we want to look for shoes that are going for at least $200 in resale value. And we do this by using StockX, GOAT, and Stadium Goods to check demand and cross-check pricing. Now we want to prioritize fast-selling sizes and colorway. You can also use my Stadium Supply Helper extension to make your life easier while finding these profitable pairs. And this is for Launchpad exclusive members. Now remember, the profit is made when you buy the shoes, not when you sell the shoes. So make sure you buy the shoes for a really great price. Now here we have two shoes to compare just to drive the idea home of prioritizing fast selling sneakers. All right, on the left we have something that doesn't really pop out, doesn't really look that good, and on the right we have the Union Jordan ones, which is obviously a very popular shoe. So this is called the eyeball test. With your eyeballs, you can look at something and instantly tell if it's good or bad. And this is something you will train over time when you get used to buying shoes. Let's do the test again. If we just look at both shoes side by side, the eyeball test can tell you instantly that the left one isn't as good as the right one. Sounds good? Now let's go over the accounts and tools that you need. First of all, you want to create a StockX account, a GOAT account, a Stadium Goods consigner account, and then a Sneaker Dunk account, which is optional. Next, you want to install the tools to make your life easier. So that's the Stadium Supply Helper browser extension and the Rakuten Cashback plugin. And then finally, you want to fill out your seller information. So that's your tax details, payout information, and address so you can get started. Now, we are going to do this together. So let's get started. Right now, we are inside of Consign, and you will have access to the Consign Launchpad. So let's go there. And inside of the Consign Launchpad, we have in-depth training going over everything that we will talk about in this video. But let's get back on topic. Now, first, I'm going to set up all the accounts with you, and then I am going to show you how we find profitable sneakers together. So first, go to the account setup and essential tools page, scroll down, and there will be be quick links for you to create your accounts. So the first account you should make is your StockX account. So click on the StockX link, and this will take you to the StockX page where you make an account. Now let's do this together. So I'm going to take this to a new Chrome profile and start all over so we can work on this together. So first, let's go into Consign, go to the Classroom tab inside of Launchpad, Account Setup and Essential Tools. And first we want to make our StockX account. So it's going to take you to this page, and then you just click Sign Up. And then we're going to make an account. So Terry, and then for the email, I will just say Terry, tvvs.site, put in a password. And then, okay, they think my email address is not real, which it is. So we'll use a different address. terryhi@gmail account, which isn't a real address, but it's going to work. Like I said, it's going to work even though it's not a real address. Now that's done. We want to also make a Rakuten account, which is very important. So the purpose of a Rakuten account is so we can get cash back on the purchases that we make. As you can see, we have $115 in cash back from buying shoes. So if I scroll down, you can see here, every time I buy a shoe, I get cash back from StockX for buying that shoe. And this is very important to save money and put more profits into your pocket. So the first thing you want to do is make an account. It seems like I already have an account on here, but for you, make an account. And now the third account we need to make is our GOAT account. So click on the GOAT link. It's going to take you to the GOAT website. And then here, we're going to create an account. We'll say Terry Zhao, and then we are going to make an account. Simple as that, like 1, 2, 3, ABC. Now we have all our accounts set up, or actually we need to make a Stadium Goods account now. So we are going to click on the sellers.stadiumgoods link. It's going to take us to the Stadium Goods website, and we're just going to click create an account. Individual, we want to say Terry Zhao, Terry at TVS. We are going to copy, we're just going to use the link as the address, and then sign up. Now we need to confirm our account. So we're going to quickly do that. Here, we're going to confirm. And now we are confirmed. We are going to log in, and we're in. So now the next thing we're going to do is to install our tools. So Stadium Supply Helper and the Rakuten extensions. So coming back over to school, we want to install the Stadium Supply Helper extension. So click on the terryzhao.com/SSH link. It's going to take you to the extension. And then we're going to click add. And then we're going to add this extension. And while we're here, look up Rakuten, and we're going to install the Rakuten extension as well. And just like that, we are done with the installing tools section. Now the last section is to fill out your seller information. So we're going to do that very quickly. So in order to actually get into your Stadium Goods account, you need to fill out your information. So we are going to put in our address, our phone number, click save address, confirm our address, and then click save. And then we have to agree to the terms. And just like that, we are inside of our Stadium Goods account. So you are all set with the account setup and necessary tools. Now, before we move on to shipping the Stadium Goods, we need to show you how you can find shoes with all the tools that we just went over. So let's take it back to Stadium Goods. The first method is to go into sell list items, and over here we have all the market data on the best selling shoes in Stadium Goods. So we want to filter it down to specific criteria that we talked about earlier. So the first criteria is that we want shoes that are at least selling for $200. So we're going to change the minimum here to 200. And then the second criteria is that we want to sort by the best selling shoes. Now we have a list of shoes that we can go over. And if we scroll all the way down, there is a load more button, and people usually miss this one. So make sure you click this button to find more shoes after you're done going over the initial ones. Now let's quickly go over how you can find a great deal. So just based off my memory, I know that this one is a really good shoe. So we're going to click into it. And out of the list, we can see that size 9 is going for $239 on average. So if we take it into StockX, and notice how there are hyperlinks at the top, which is very convenient. And it's thanks to the Stadium Goods Helper extension. Now, going back to StockX, we can see that size 9 on StockX is going for $120. Now, let's adjust our margins to 30%. which is the default value. And then over here, this blue buy text is the recommended price that we should buy this shoe for. So basically what it's saying is that if you are getting a payout of $188 after all the fees, you should buy the shoes for $132 for a 30% margin, right? If you do the math yourself, you'll see that it's accurate. And that is a $50 difference that we are going to profit. So now if we go back to StockX, we can see that we can buy size 9 for $120, which is below the recommended price of $132. So now is where you would consider buying the shoe. Now you do have to take into account the StockX fees. So when you buy shoes on StockX, there is a lot of fees that you have to take into account, like the processing fee, the shipping fee, maybe a sales tax fee. So you have to take all of this into account. So as you can see, the subtotal goes up to $141, which is over the recommended buy price of $131. So that means that we won't be getting a 30% margin anymore. Will you still make money? Yes, but it just won't be the margin that you're looking for. So now, what to do if the price is too high? Well, on StockX, you can place a bid. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna place a bid and we're gonna adjust the bid so we can get the shoe for the price that we're looking for. Again, the price that we're looking for is $132. So if we bid $100, then it will bring the subtotal down to a better price. So we're going to place that bid. And if this is your first time on StockX, you need to fill out your shipping information and your payment information in order to place the bid. So go ahead and do that and then place your first bid. That's the first method that you can use. Now, the second method is to use our spreadsheet that we give to you. If you go back to school, and you go into Sneaker Gold Mine, under the resource category, there is a starter spreadsheet. I want you to download that like this and then open up the file on your computer. So here I have the starter spreadsheet open. I'm going to quickly go over the columns. This is the ID of the shoe. This is the brand name. This is the nickname of the shoe or the model. And this is the nickname, the size, the price is sold for, and the time it took for it to sell in days. You might be asking, what is the spreadsheet? Well, the spreadsheet is product research completely done for you. You don't have to do any guesswork. You just pick one from the spreadsheet and check the prices from there. So let's get into the second strategy that you can use. The first thing I like to do is to filter out the spreadsheet. So we're going to click. So on Mac in Numbers app, you can click Organize, select the table, click Filter, Add Filter. Now I'm going to filter by price, filter by number, greater than or equal to $200. And as you can see, we changed the price. So we're only looking at shoes that are over $200. Now I'm also going to sort by the SKU so we can group all the similar products together. Now I'm just going to grab one from the list, which would be the Tiger Ivory Cream. So I'm going to take this one, copy the SKU, bring it over to Stadium Goods, paste it in here, make sure you clear the filters, paste it in here, and now we can see this is the shoe. Go back to the spreadsheet, look at the size. So size 7 sold for $475. So we're just going to double check that. Size 7. As you can see, it sold for $475. Average sales, $475. So we're going to check the price on StockX. Size 7W is going for $303 on StockX. As you can see, the recommended price to buy the shoe at is $295, way below the price that we can get it for. So this is not a good price. And since we sorted by SKU, so we check size 8, size 8 is going for $280 and it's selling for $500 on Stadium Goods. The recommended buy price is $310 and we can get it for $280. So the profits is definitely there. It's just, are you willing to take this risk? If you buy this shoe for $280 and you're looking to sell it for $500, you're essentially taking a risk to make it happen. So that is the second strategy. All you have to do now is do that for every single shoe, go down the list. And this is proven market research done for you. So you don't have to do any guesswork. Just try to buy the same shoe for a better price. Now you know how to buy your first shoe. Go ahead, do some work yourself and buy your first shoe. pull the trigger, take some action, and order your first pair. Now, let's go over how you can ship to Stadium Goods. Shipping to Stadium Goods. First, you want to create a ticket, add your sneaker, the size, and the price in your Stadium Good seller portal. You also want to pack the box properly. I recommend you use extra large moving boxes from Home Depot. It fits 8 to 10 pairs. You can also bubble wrap it, which is optional. And it's definitely a good look when the warehouse gets it and they see that you took very good care of the sneakers. Make sure you label it correctly. So what I like to do is I write my DC number and the ticket number on the Home Depot box, top and bottom. And then after you do that, you go on the Stadium Goods seller portal, where you can buy a label, drop it off at UPS, and then you're done. And make sure you put the packing slip inside. Now, if that is a lot of information, I'm gonna go through it right now with you together. So let's just pretend that we bought this shoe and we bought both of these, and let's say we bought 5 each, right? So you wanna add the shoes to your ticket like how I just did just now. And as you can see, we have 10 items in our ticket, and then we're going to click review and then submit. Now that we submitted our ticket and it's approved, we can click ship items. So we're going to ship our items to Stadium Goods, confirm, select all the items that you're going to ship. So I'm going to ship all 10 of these, and then we can put 10 pairs in one box. And when you're first starting out on Stadium Goods, you have 1 free shipping label courtesy of Stadium Goods. So that's great. Now, I also recommend buying insurance for your shipment, because if anything goes wrong, your shipment goes missing, a pair goes missing, anything goes wrong, you will get paid out. That's right. You will get paid out based on the price that your shoe is valued at. So essentially, you can think of it like if your shoe gets lost, it basically means that you sold it instantly and they will pay you out the complete payout. So we're going to click confirm our address, proceed to payment, and then put in your shipping information here, and then click pay and create label. Now, when you buy your label, it will show up under the ticket on the action section, like so, tracking number and a print label button. So we're going to want to print our label. So click print label, click print items, and it's going to open up a shipping label and a packing slip. So what you want to do is print that out, cut along the dotted lines, put the packing slip inside of your Home Depot box, and then put the label outside of the Home Depot box. I hope that makes sense. And then once you're done with that, you can have UPS come to your door and pick it up, or you can just drop it off at the store. Now, if you come back to school, there will be blogs and ebooks to help you understand this if you're still having trouble. And there's also a link to the Home Depot extra large shipping box. And this is the one that we recommend you use to ship your shoes in. This one right here. Awesome. Now you know how to ship your shoes to Stadium Goods. We can move on to the next slide, which is getting paid. Now, payouts are done via Hyperwallet, and you are paid after each sale, typically 1 to 2 days. The platform fees for Stadium Goods is 20% when you're starting out, and it goes all the way down to 13% based on your revenue and the amount your shoes sold for. Stadium Goods handle everything. Once it gets into the system, they take a cut and you keep the rest. Sounds like a pretty good deal to me. Now, what happens if your items get returned? Well, Stadium Goods will relist it for you, hassle-free. You don't have to do anything. And if you like, you can always request to have your shoes back. Now, make sure you avoid aged inventory fees. So to do this, you can lower the prices of your shoes or recall the pairs before 180 days. After 180 days, there will be a 50 cent to $1 fee for every month your shoes stay in their warehouse. Now, let's summarize. Number 1, you learned how consignment reselling works. Number 2, you learned how to buy profitable sneakers. And number 3, you've seen how to ship to Stadium Goods. Number 4, you understand how payouts, fees, and returns work on their platform. And now it's time for you to use the tools and take massive action, because success only follows action, not words. So if you're not in the Consign Launchpad, join the $1 Consign Launchpad. This price will increase in the future. So lock in your price for $1 a month now. Get all the tools from this video. So that's the starter spreadsheet, the ebooks, worksheets, forms, checklists, etc. You'll also get access to the private consign community and support. You'll get the bonus in-depth training videos and a lot more. I hope to see you inside of the community. My name is Terry. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace out.